All right, so we're back. We're still talking about native tongues. Now we're moving on to Black Sheep, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. This is a classic album, top to bottom. And this is just incredible. And your cut on here was
But in the Meantime.
But in the Meantime.
Which, honestly, when the album came out, was probably one of my least favorite songs on the album. But as time has gone on, I've kind of gravitated to it more because it really captures Drez's bravado.
Right.
Like, I mean, he was a cocky dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Long too.
I mean, they both were.
Yeah.
But Drez was like a
Right.
and I love that about him.
Yeah.
But more so with this album is that it is one of the best produced albums ever, and apparently it was done on a Gemini mixer.
Wow.
And
Whoa.
And the crazy thing about that is that it's the most sampled layery album, like Strobe Light Honey and Simlac Child are crazy sampled, layering samples from different songs, which is something that I totally pretty much took from them and from Prince Paul. Like that's like the genesis of my production style is this kind of stuff where people would layer. It wouldn't all be from one song. It wouldn't just be a loop. And like this album did it in a way that I don't know how they did it. Like it was like you got one track with drums, you got the bass line. Like I don't know how they did it on a Gemini mixer.
Yeah.
Like a Gemini DJ mixer?
like they'd sample. There's an 8-second sample in Gemini, and then they track it on tracks. And I was like, how'd you get the pitch right? How'd you get the speed right? This is before time stretching. I mean, this is something I've heard for years. I could be wrong, but if that's the case, it's kind of like making. I don't know. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about a lot of the kind of loosies, like I think it was On the Wall on the Trespass soundtrack,
On the Wall is great.
And the State of Yo with the Brand New Heavies.
Simlac Child remix.
The
really
Strobe Light Honey remix.
That's it. Yeah,
There's one on there.
And the B-side of Simlac Child, which was Still in the Ghetto.
Oh yeah,
that was the banger to
that,
me.
Still in the Ghetto was really good.
I mean, these guys
I forgot
were
about
just
that
so
one.
great. And I actually interviewed Drez some years ago, and I asked him about Be Faithful. I was like, what do you think about Be Faithful? Because they take it's that $100 bill, get your hands up, and then it goes into engine.
Oh,
number.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the name of it?
Yeah, it's called Be Faithful. Anyway.
I call that my nightmare. That's it.
Yeah, I made a hot remix of it. But anyway, yeah, so he was like, he's like, I love it. He's like, play it in the club every day. Like, please, like, just keep that record
Does he
going.
get money every time he gets
I don't
played?
think he gets money, but look, he's being played in like every nightclub everywhere.
I mean,
still.
everyone knows The Choice Is Yours. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's a classic. I mean, and the first song I heard off this was the first single. God, I don't remember the name of it anymore.
It was
Flavor of the Month.
Flavor of the Month. Yeah, I was in Cape Cod. I was in Cape Cod. My dad used to teach at an art school in Cape Cod in the summers, and I go there with him, with my family.
Yeah.
And they had one hip hop station on the radio.
Yeah.
And I heard it, and I was like, "What is this?" And I didn't know because we didn't have the internet back then.
Yeah.
So
that trumpet loop got you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But also his style was just this thing that I hadn't heard before.
I remember the video going around the milk truck.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this?
They killed it on the Choice Is Yours video too, when he was like crumpling up the
Oh,
paper
yeah.
and putting it back, and they had the cat in there, and man.
But I also think that this Black Sheep kind of personally, like it met more of my sensibilities than De La Soul and all the rest of them. Which and I love Tribe. I love De that was Native Tongues were my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were like the dirt bags.
Right.
Yeah.
And not that I was a dirt bag, but I definitely was like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they were like,
They weren't spiritual, and I appreciated that.
And also, like, it goes back to that thing about you were saying about like the dirty rap, and they had their whole like slang, like Van Dam and it's not, and all the, and all these
Mr. Long Size, everyone knew that.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone knows Mr. Long Size, so that's
Sugar Dick Daddy, man.
in the annals of history. Thanks to this album.
Menage is a crazy song.
Yes.
La Menage is a great song.
There's some crazy admissions on that one too.
Q-Tip talking a lot on that song.
Yeah, go back and listen to that one. All right, Black Sheep, but in the meantime.